what's happening right now, we've been talking on a weekly basis because you're racing with us in this Torque Esports UMG Trans Am Esports Championship. When you tell your friends that you're racing basically a sim or a video game against other professional race car drivers, how do you explain it?
I pick and choose who I'm actually going to tell, to be honest. You know, people that can understand that kind of thing and get into it, they've watched all of the broadcasts. And then when this deal started, I dug out all my old stuff, my old computer and my old G27 wheel and pedal. And then I decided I'm going to get really serious about this. So I went to the shop and found whatever tubing I could find and welded this deal together. And I found this old racing seat here. You know, and then I found out that my computer was too old and, you know, rebuilt that and then find out the fast guys are running VR. So I've got to have that. And so now I've got it all together. But it certainly took some time to get used to the VR.
Is it true you called me after you tested the VR, it made you car sick?
I got it the day before Atlanta and thought I'll just put on this VR deal. It's going to make me quicker immediately. I have to do it, you know? So I put it on and about 15 minutes later, I had to go lay down. The world was spinning. It was horrible. And I stayed motion sick for 4 days after that. But you know, I didn't have anything. I didn't have wristbands or whatnot. So then I did, you know, all the Googling and came up with C-bands and ginger gum and Dramamine and something else called Bonine or whatever it is. All of the different things that I could find on the internet that would eliminate motion sickness, and I took them all. You know, might as well. And then I tried it again after I was somewhat less sick, and I only got a little bit sick, and then a couple days later a little less, and then so then I just left it on, and now I can do it with the C-bands only, without having to actually drug myself. And it's fine as long as I'm going forward, no problem. But if I spin out or I put it in reverse, that is bad. But I've learned if I kind of like lean in the seat, you know, like I'm in reverse, I'll lean forward. You know, that seems to help if I mimic what's actually happening, try to trick myself.
So I called you after the Daytona race, and you had done really well. You're currently 7th in points, even after the Daytona debacle, as you might call it. But Tell us what happened at Daytona.
Well, I put in way too many hours practicing for that deal and was feeling pretty good. I think I qualified 5th. It was just a matter of who got the toe. Qualifying was that tight. And so I was in good position. And then coming out of the turn 1 deal, I think I was 6th, maybe 7th. I don't remember. But and then one of the new guys, the guest drivers, moved me out of the way to get past, and I passed him back, and then he moved me out of the way again, and that kind of cycle went on for a number of laps until I lost my mind just a little bit, and the last time that we touched each other, that put me in the wall. So that wasn't ideal, I would say.
Well, speaking of guest drivers, you haven't had very good luck with guest drivers. At Road Atlanta, we had Paul Tracy come into the TA2 series in, what was that, 3 or 4 years ago? One of your first, I think, TA2 rides, and you guys had it out the whole race.
Right. Yeah. Paul Tracy gave me the chrome horn, as he calls it, and I'm going to pay him back one of these days. I owe him one. Well, we ended up near each other for about the last 10 laps or so, and I just could not get by him. And on the last lap, I did get by him going into 1. He passed me back going into 2, and then he hit the rev limiter. He put it into first gear, hit the rev limiter, and I passed him in the S's. And I might have given him just a very gentle, loving tap as I was going by him. And I kind of expected going into 10A that would be returned